Hi folks, let's discuss today the all-new Kia Rio. It's a car in the small car segment, and there we can find a lot of cars, a lot of good cars. The competitors of the Kia Rio are, for example, the Volkswagen Polo, the Seat Ibiza, the Ford Fiesta, the Opel Corsa. Good cars. And if Kia will be successful with this new Rio, this car must have a good technique, a good design and a good price. Is it so? We have the answers. And so welcome to Autogefühl, your #1 resource for in-depth car reviews and your #1 community to discuss cars today with Holger. The all-new Kia Rio is second time on Autogefühl. Thomas showed you the car a few months ago at the world premiere. Let's start with the design. We see the typical tiger nose of Kia, but the tiger nose of the Kia Rio is really flat, and these are, I call it the eyes of the tiger, the new headlights. The car is a little bit wider, and I think the new front is much more sportier than the older version. A short look on the side profile. I think it's a very clear, a conservative side profile. The new Kia Rio has some dynamic details like this line or this optional chrome line in the higher trim levels. The overall length of the car is 4 meters and 7 centimeters. What has changed is a new wheelbase, and this offers more space in the interior. This car has a color graphite gray. There are 7 more colors available. Look at this pretty blue version. Some designers work very hard at the front of the car or at the side, and then they stop their work, and for that the rear of the car looks sometimes very boring, even in the small car segment. But what do you think about this new rear of the Kia Rio? I think it's an impressive rear with this big tail lights, optional in LED. So this is the key for the higher trim level. Let's check the door sound. Oh, sounds quite okay. A look in the interior. Kia is not known for design experiments or revolutionary design. Kia is known for its solid design. We have a car, it's a Platinum edition in black and gray. We have leather imitation seats. Normal for the most trim levels are fabric seats. We see I think a pretty small steering wheel, and in the middle the 7-inch new touchscreen. Kia says there's more space for the driver, the co-driver and the rear seats. I will check my optimal position. I'm 1 meters and 83 centimeters. Okay, I think it's a comfortable position for me to drive this car. So this is a cockpit of the all-new Kia Rio with a very clear, a very horizontal design, analog instruments in the middle and plastic materials, and I will check the buttons. I think it is not cheap and it's not a premium, it's something in the middle. In the higher trim level you can find this 7-inch infotainment system with touchscreen. We are now on the navigation. You see, it's always a quick response to my finger. In the lower trim level you can find here a 5-inch audio system. But I think this 7-inch touchscreen is very good from Kia. We can change to media, radio, sound check. Younger people will love it. Younger people, you can not sell such a car to young people without modern connectivity, and you can use in this car, of course, Apple CarPlay or Android Audio, and you have a Bluetooth connection for your mobile phone. In the small car segment you cannot find so many driver assistance systems, but the Kia Rio has some optional. For example, the advanced driver assistance system, it's a stop function based on radar or camera if people or vehicles crossing in front of the car. And there's optional available a lane keeping system and a blind spot detector. Now let's get into the rear part. I've not changed the driver's position in the front. So I think it's enough space for my knees and for my head. Enough space for two people, I think, in this all-new Kia Rio. So I flip the seat. We have a 60-40 split to the trunk. And now we have a look in the trunk. Oh, look at this detail. If you will load your smartphone, you can find an USB port. Do you see this little part? It's a rear view camera, the optional rear view camera. So let's check out the trunk. It's a trunk with 325 liters, one of the biggest in its class. Oh, that's a nice detail. And if you flip, you can enlarge the trunk to 980 liters. What about the pricing? The all-new Kia Rio starts with 11,700 euros, not more as in the previous generation. And if you will get this complete, quick car with all the features, you have to pay more than 20,000 euros. Under the hood there are different engines, two older petrol engines with 84 or 99 horsepower 1.2 liter machines. And what we see here is the all-new 100 or 120 horsepower new 3-cylinder petrol engine. Kia says this downsized engine could be the best seller for this car. For the friends of Rudolf Diesel, there are two turbo diesels available with 77 or 90 horsepower. What is interesting, you can see a lot of details of the engine. It's nearly exclusive for new cars. So now let's drive the car. We are on streets near Lisbon in Portugal, and we have catched the two most rainy days in the year in Portugal. But a good car must go even in such conditions. The drivers of the former Kia Rios told me they are in general satisfied with the driving of this car, but they have two wishes: a little more acceleration and a little more agility, and third wish, a more direct steering. And after the first minutes in this car, I can tell you, steering is improved. You can see it here. The reaction is very fast. I think this is okay now. We are driving the new top engine. It's a 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine with 120 horsepower. And I will brake now to test the acceleration. I think that's enough for most drivers. Kia Rio will still be a family car and not a car for young racers. But this new engine, I think it's a great step forward for Kia and the Kia Rio. Top speed of this engine is 190 kilometers per hour, but it's clear it's not possible to reach this top speed on the streets. We are not on the famous German Autobahn. So now we are going on very bumpy roads, and it's a comfortable driving. One thought to the overview. Kia has built bigger windows in the Kia Rio to improve the general overview, and I think this works well. We have 6 gears in this car, and this is not only good for driving, but also good for the noise reduction in the car. If you use higher gears, you can reduce the noise. And second, in the doors, and here there are materials from Kia to reduce the noise, and I think this works good as well. So let's check the acceleration with this 120 horsepower engine. Little slippery surface. but wow. It's about 10 seconds from 1 to 100 kilometers per hour. This new engine is a very good engine for the Kia Rio, and if I would buy this car, I would buy this engine. So overall, compared this all-new Kia Rio from the year 2017 with the older ones, it's a great step forward. It's a really complete new car by driving, a complete better car by driving. This car makes the decision harder. It's another very good car in the small car segment and a great competitor to Volkswagen, Opel, Vauxhall, Ford or Seat, for example. It's an attractive design, it's a solid interior, it's really very enough space in the interior and in the trunk. What can make the difference to the other cars? Maybe the 7 years guarantee of Kia. It's very important for their customers and it's unique in the world. So, thank you for visiting Autogefühl and see you next time.